Hi there, my darling Aries. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your reading for the week of September the 22nd, 2025. So, my darling Aries, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom of the oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. All right, my darling Aries, how has everyone been going with these eclipses that we've been having? I know there's been some pretty intense energy around, but hopefully everything is going smoothly. I think once we hit October, we'll should have a lot more calmer type of energy. But let's see, my darling Aries, what do you need to know for the 22nd? Message in a bottle. So this card is all about what some kind of message that you need to receive, or that you will maybe be receiving, my darling Aries. So look out for any signs, synchronicities, things like that. I mean, this is your overarching energy, so any kind of communication, I would say, is important, my darling Aries, for you at this time. But let us get into the reading and see what else is coming out for you, my darling Aries. All right. Let's get into the reading. What does Aries need to know for this week of the 22nd of September 2025? All right, let's see what we've got. Queen of Swords, Ten of Pentacles, love it, and the High Priestess. Okay. Sure that they view. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Queen of Swords. And I actually feel that that you're representing here, my darling Aries, as the Queen of Swords in this reading. So the Queen of Swords is all about, I mean, even though you're a fire sign, this is air energy. So what I feel, I mean, the Queen of Swords, if I go back to that, is all about clarity and gaining clarity. And in the traditional tarot, she has, well, she does here too, clouds halfway up her body, but she has her hand out and her sword upright. And with her hand out, she is ready to receive. She is clear on her direction. She knows which way she's going. And I feel for you this week, my darling Aries, that you have this sense of clarity, that even though these eclipses, or this eclipse in Virgo, which we've just had on the 21st, has happened, I feel that through all this, you will be gaining clarity, my darling Aries. And I feel that it's important for you, I mean, you've got the High Priestess here as well, to use your intuition here. And you need to decide what, is real and what isn't, I guess, with these eclipses, my darling Aries. And I feel that it could be around, your long-term security and your long-term goals, and things like that. So I do feel you'll be gaining clarity on that, my darling Aries, just because you have the beautiful Queen of Swords here. She sits on her throne. She, like I said, she has her sword up and her hand out. She is ready to receive. But she's also, like I said, she's above the clouds. She has gained the clarity. Those clouds sit below her now. That is, the chaos, the uncertainty, things like that. You are, I feel, coming out of that period. If you were going through that period of uncertainty, I feel that the clouds will clear for you, my darling Aries. And then you have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles in the tarot is, a card of long-term stability and wealth. And, it is that card of building and leaving a legacy, my darling Aries. what I like to say here is, this is the old man, he's the father, and these are his daughters here. And this is the legacy he has left. In the Ace of Pentacles, you see the opportunity that comes in. When we get through to the 10 of Pentacles, this is the end. This is the conclusion, my darling Aries. This is the conclusion to the whole suit, what you've built from the Ace to the 10, my darling Aries. On the Ace of Pentacles, this garden appears, and it appears small because it is just in that energy of starting out. It is the growth phase. It is the opportunity, the potential, my darling Aries. Here we have, you can see the garden is grown. It's been tended to, it's been watered, it has been nurtured, my darling Aries. And this is your long-term stability, your long-term wealth, your long-term success. This is what you're wanting to leave behind, my darling Aries. I think this is what is the attainment for everybody here, is the 10 of Pentacles, is that long-term stability and success. And it's showing up in your reading for you, my darling Aries. So I feel that is what's been on your mind, is, that building and leaving a legacy for you. And it's showing up here to let you know it's here for you, my darling Aries, which I love to see. And then you've got the High Priestess. So as I said, the High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition, my darling Aries. You can see on here these they're pomegranates, and at the time the tarot was created by Pamela Coleman Smith, who features on this card, she did the drawings, the paintings of the imagery, I should say, of the tarot. At the time of the tarot, these pomegranates here were a sign of wealth and success and abundance, my darling Aries. So I feel for you that you're being encouraged here to trust your intuition, to, with that message in a bottle card that showed up as your overarching energy. I feel that you're being encouraged here to trust, the signs, the synchronicities, the gut feelings that you get this week, my darling Aries, to push you in that direction of this long-term success and stability, my darling Aries. I feel that, that is what, is on the cards for you this week. It's showing up here. So, and I read intuitively, and intuitively I'm getting off this High Priestess card that it is important for you to trust your intuition, my darling Aries. So if I'm going to put it all together, with the message in a bottle card here, I feel that there's going to be some kind of important communication coming in for you this week, my darling Aries, that, it's going to be important for you to, you're going to receive this communication, but it will be important for you to trust your intuition as to, can you rely on this communication, my darling Aries. But I do feel this communication, once you've, decided, which way, whether it's trustworthy, that it will give you clarity, my darling Aries, that will allow you representing here as the Queen of Swords, will allow you to gain the clarity you need to push forward towards your long-term wealth and security. That's what I feel is coming in for you this week. So yeah, some beautiful big, energies coming in for you, my darling Aries. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. Drop me a comment below. Let me know, does this resonate with you? How did you go through those eclipses? Let me know below. I'd love to, hear how that went for you. And, just let's start a dialogue and see what's going on for you. All right, let's get final messages, my darling Aries. Yeah, you can't make this up. Here is the golden opportunity. That could be literally what is coming to you in this message, is there's an opportunity for you. Do you take it, my darling Aries. If you're looking for a yes, here it is what I feel, my darling Aries. And look, yeah, could have something to do with a relationship. I mean, romance is, love is always open to us. Improving health, yeah. And I mean, I think, improving health is just a byproduct of, everything working out and being happier and, you're trusting, your intuition in that respect, my darling Aries. Wait, they say. And you got a yes. Yes, you do, my darling Aries. Love this for you. So, yeah, I feel that there is, you are being encouraged here. There's definitely an opportunity, is what I see. And I feel that it could come to you in the guise of a message, my darling Aries. But I do feel it's going to be important for you this week to, trust your intuition, make sure that it feels right for you. Trust that inner ding, as Louise Hay used to say. So, and make sure that, whatever it is, it feels good for you to move on with. But thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.